All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Looks like we're live and we're good. Let me just make sure. All right, cool. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Unlimited Truth, man. Today we have another fun show. We're gonna talk some video games for a little bit, and then we're gonna go and enjoy the rest of our week. And before we get started, as always, hey, what's up, Shizdo Elite? Got to introduce the cast members, and first and foremost, the host of the Lions Den podcast, Tuckmaster. Introduce yourself.
Hey, this your boy DJ Tuckmaster, the original pony killer. I don't like ponies, and I know they don't like me. So let's get this show rolling, dude.
And next up, the number one with the gun, Sega Man. Introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Sega Man 101 with another excellent podcast with my brother Unlimited Productions, man, with the Unlimited Truth. Also with my brother E-Rock, the Don King of Xbox, giving you that shit raw with no fucking Vaseline. And also with my brother Tuckmaster, man, with the Lions Den, man. I hope we got some great topics, man. Good things going on for Xbox right now, and we're going to talk about it and speak about it, right, Unlimited?
Yep, yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about everything today. And last but not least, the man who comes around so rarely, I forgot his catchphrase, E-Rock X. Introduce yourself.
Hey, you see Rock X, always the Don King of Xbox, the hype man for the Xbox brand, and the meanest man out in these gaming streets. I may not have a channel around anymore, but I'm still here making my voice heard. You know, Tuck says he don't like ponies and ponies don't like him, but somehow the ponies seem to find his ass every week and every day. Talk to him about what's going
Especially
on.
at the water cooler.
Yeah, man, at the water cooler, at the lunch.
They got the man's house tapped and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got me can't all that shit, man.
But hey, it's always good to be here and talk with my brothers about gaming. And you know, we're eating, as Sega Man always says, we eating good over here at Xbox, man. It's like the last 3 or 4 days of this shit dropping in Game Pass.
Yeah,
I don't have time. I don't have time to
Yeah.
play it. Like I'm not. I wasn't really into Lords of the Fallen, but somebody else might be. But I mean, yo, like Sega Man always says, we should get that copyrighted. Sega Man's been saying for 4 years, we're eating good over here, and it's just not hyperbole. It's like, damn, Phil is not letting up off the gas with Game Pass. But guys,
Nope.
great to be here. Great to talk gaming. I finished Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. It's a fantastic game. It's a technical benchmark. If you have an Xbox and you have Game Pass, you give it a try, give it a buy. Fantastic game, but let's go.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Yeah, Shizno, the last Redfall update did release today for all the Redfall fans out there. Give it a try.
Shout out to Shizno.
They had a surprising amount of new content. They even redid how you do the nest and stuff. It's
Wow.
really neat update. And it seems like they add a lot of fucking achievements too. Because I was looking at some of the achievements and I'm seeing all this rare stuff. I'm like, nah, no way in hell. I played this game for all these hours and I didn't achieve nothing. So yeah, they have, it's a pretty significant update for the final one, and a nice little send off to what should have been a new franchise for Xbox. But you know
Yes.
how life don't always play out like that, you know. But to get to it, you know, the big, hey, what's up, Black Mamba, Faded Blaze, and Toolman. But yeah, to get to it. So this week the big news was Xbox put Call of Duty on Game Pass, and for some reason, it's you know, when it comes to Xbox, it's never just simple, right? It's never just, oh hey man, this is awesome news. I can't wait. You know, maybe the Call of Duty fans will go, oh snap, I'm gonna buy an Xbox and play it. No, it's never that simple. It's always the most extreme possible reaction, right? And so the media is out here saying things like Xbox made a mistake putting Call of Duty on Game Pass. There are more meltdowns than Chernobyl and online. It was embarrassing. I mean, look at this. If you love PlayStation and want to help them get back at Microsoft Xbox, cancel your Call of Duty pre-order. Don't buy COD anymore. Target Xbox with your wallet. We can make sure Microsoft wasted billions. I mean, this is
Wow.
yeah. Sega man, this is where we're at with this stuff, and this is why I don't take it. I don't take any of this stuff personally, right? I just at this point it's a point in laugh situation to me, but stuff like this, I am going to open a larger discussion on Game Pass because it's just funny to me, right? Before I pass the mic to start the chat, it's just funny to me how with Xbox. It's you could never just enjoy Xbox on its own. The only way that you could enjoy Xbox, hey, what's up, Snooky? The only way you can enjoy Xbox is if you disconnect yourself completely, like E-Rock has, and like I've been doing, at least away from social media, right? Because this is what you deal with all the time. How is it a mistake to put the biggest game every year on your subscription service? These idiots, the business experts who I need to find out what business these guys run to where they know so much, right? Because at this point it's just comedy. So Tuck Master, you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so Tuck, I'm gonna start with you, man. Do you think that it's a huge mistake putting Call of Duty on Game Pass?
Well, I'll put it like this, fellas. If Microsoft would have made that mistake by putting it on Game Pass, then yes, then they would have complained about it. But no, Xbox, that's the best thing that Microsoft can do is put everything like they said it was going to do from the get-go. Mm-hmm. Every first-party game that they have will be on the Game Pass, no matter what. It will be on Xbox Day 1 and PC. So all these all these Sony ponies to sit up there and cry all they want to, they're not going to boycott the game. They're going to buy the game like they always do. And the good thing about it is, hey, Microsoft is going to get that change. They're going to get all the money, and that's it, because this year they don't have the marketing rights. Sony don't. So Microsoft is gonna pocket it. And that's all it is to it. So PlayStation fans, y'all can talk all that noise all you want to. And we just talking about the boneheads. We ain't talking about the casuals, because the casuals, they gonna buy Call of Duty. They not into this doggone Warcraft. They gonna buy Call of Duty regardless. And if they showcase is good, like I'm hoping that it is with this year's Call of Duty, man, please. They made up for lost time from last year. And the thing about it is, let's be honest. What was the ranking that they got last year, y'all, in their single player? Their single player got what? Real bad ratings? And if I'm not mistaken, I think it still was still the number 2 all-time seller compared to compared to the Henry Potter game last year.
Yeah.
Man, please. I mean, they can go ahead and do it, all this screaming and shouting all they want to. It ain't gonna make a doggone bit of difference. It's not gonna make a difference. So, these Sony fans can use Pro. All these people can get up there and shout and cry and it's a shame that that Call of Duty is that they don't have to pay for it. Big deal. But the good thing about it is we can still buy it. And that's what I do. I'm still gonna buy Call of Duty no matter what. I already bought Hellblade. I bought Hellblade. I wasn't gonna put around there to play that game. I want to support the developers in that game. Just buy it, because it is a good game, and I'm loving it. So, hey, all I gotta say is this: Sony people can pit and pout all they want to, pit and pout it. Go and suck an egg and go and toss on somewhere.
Right.
That's all I can say about that.
Excellent stuff there, Tucker. You're absolutely right. They're relevant. They know they're relevant, and they're just scared children who are afraid of the big bad boogeyman, and that boogeyman is Microsoft, right? And unlike the real boogeyman, this isn't one that they could shut their eyes and hide under the covers from. Nah, Microsoft is gonna do their thing no matter what. So Sega man, I know you see the nonsense, the tomfoolery, all that on screen. Xbox is making a huge a mistake putting Game Pass on Call of Duty on Game Pass. the hilarious meltdown. Let's see if I could put some more funny ass meltdown stuff on screen. Here's another one. Anyone playing Call of Duty Black Ops through Game Pass will be blocked. Respect gaming, please.
Oh yeah, that's Jabari fart.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
We still at it.
Yeah. You know they don't have no lies. Here's another one. Just got off the phone with PlayStation rep. Cancel. By the way, this is a lie. Cancel my pre-order of Modern Warfare 2. He also said a lot of people are calling to cancel their pre-orders. What a shame. This would happen when you don't care about the core fans and audience. Okay, come on. I hope nobody actually believe. E-Rock. You ever call customer service and they've been like, man, you calling too? A lot of people sure. Get the fuck out.
Oh my god.
I'm hoping this is a big loss of revenue that kills the service. It's not good for gaming. I love this, man. I get a kick out of this so much.
Hey, I hate to do this, but Sega man, can I go before I lose my train of thought?
You sure can, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead on ahead.
You see, guys, this right here, and I'll make this quick. This was what it was all about. All these tweets, you know. Do you know that most of the fan base is on PlayStation? You know that, right? No, it's not. It's split between PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. This is what it was all about, guys. All this last 2.5 years, all this fucking bitching. Jim Ryan flying to the Pitcairn Islands, the fucking Pago, flying to Oz, trying to locate the fucking remnants of Krypton and put an end to the Activision Blizzard deal. That's all this shit was about. And we said it years ago that the Sega Man said it, Unlimited Productions said it, anybody with any sense said it. This was the big fear of PlayStation. Not only were they going to lose the revenue that Call of Duty brought in, you know, with the timed exclusivity and the marketing deals. Call of Duty going into Game Pass is a huge deal. It's a huge deal because what you have to do now is ask yourself if you're over there on PlayStation. Which, again, like I said in the green room before this show started, I wish a day would come at 55 years old, we could just talk about gaming and not talk about this fucking lunatic fringe cult of psychopaths that we've been talking about for years now, for decades. But this was the big fear. The big fear was Call of Duty going into Game Pass, which we all knew was going to happen, right? The big fear was Call of Duty going into Game Pass. And if you're a PlayStation person, you have to ask yourself, why are you going to pay $70 for Call of Duty when it's in Game Pass for $15 for a Game Pass subscription? You have to ask yourself this. The same way that they asked themselves, why am I playing Call of Duty on Xbox when it went over to PlayStation back in the PS4 era, and whatever happened for that fan base to migrate over there. They were worried that fan base was going to migrate back to Xbox. This was their fear, guys. This was it, right? Mm-hmm. There's no need to joke about it. There's no need to do hyperbole. I don't do hyperbole. We got enough of that going on with these fucking YouTubers, with these fucking so-called movie critics, and these people like Screen Rant. You know, Xbox is making a huge mistake putting Call of Duty on Game Pass. That's almost like saying that it's a huge mistake for the Philadelphia Eagles to give Tom Brady $20 million and not play him. Like, why are they playing Tom Brady? Are you fucking serious? This is why the fuck they bought Call of Duty. This is why they bought Activision. Not just to break into mobile, not just to get those IPs, but to get Call of Duty on Game Pass. Why would you not put Call of Duty on Game Pass? Game Pass subscriptions within the next few weeks are going to quadruple. And you can come back to this podcast, and if I'm wrong by November, I'll say I was wrong. I don't have any fucking skin in this game, but I believe that Game Pass subscriptions are about to fucking quadruple. This was their fear, Tuck. This was their fear, Unlimited Production. This was their fear, Sega Man. And this is what happens when you get involved in this stupid fucking console war with these stupid toys, these stupid plastic boxes, and you start fucking cults called the Pony Elite or whatever, and you're like Jabari Clark, who got that. Jabari, I've known Jabari. Me and him have had back and forth back in the day when I was hanging out with Kids Move. Jabari got to be 41, 43 if he's a goddamn day. Jabari, wherever you are, aren't you a little too old for this shit? Just like I got a little too old for this shit. Aren't you a little bit too old to still be having PlayStation's fucking hairy nuts in your fucking mouth at this late date? This was their fear. This was their fear. They were scared to death, Shinzo Elite. Chat. They were scared to death of Call of Duty going in Game Pass because why? Why? It makes your PlayStation purchase of Call of Duty irrelevant. It doesn't matter that you're paying $70 and Microsoft's getting the money. It's just the fact that you're paying $70 for it. And if you have an Xbox Game Pass, you're getting it for free, basically. I don't want to have to break down the math again for you assholes that our 1 year subscription pays for 2.5 to 3 exclusives. Whatever the fuck it comes to. It pays for two or three exclusive games, right? So, the rest of the shit that we get all year round is just fucking extras. It's just icing on the cake. This was their fear because Sega man, we've talked about this before. I've talked about this shit till I'm blue in the face. And as much as I love you guys, quite frankly, I'm getting bored talking about these fucking clowns, these assholes who don't want things to change. You can't stop change. It's inevitable. You can't stop things changing. You can't stop the computer industry from changing. No more than Sony could stop fucking Acer from fucking chasing them out of the computer market. You can't stop it no more than DirecTV and cable and Comcast could stop streaming. Xbox did a stroke of brilliance by creating Game Pass. And the last 10 years, or actually 4 years, they have been, like, I hate to use a Marvel reference, but they've been collecting content the way that Thanos was collecting fucking Infinity Gems to put in their goddamn gaming service, which is exactly what I would do. Apparently at Screen Rant or IGN or fucking Kotaku or Colin Moriarty, this is a huge mistake. None of you have ran successful businesses. And I don't think that none of you could run a successful fucking lemonade stand, let alone a fucking multi-billion-dollar company or a trillion-dollar entity like Microsoft. This is exactly what Xbox and Microsoft should be doing, going for the fucking juggler. Let me ask anybody out there with a functioning brain. You don't have to have a full functioning brain, just a few of your temporal lobes and half your brain working. Why would you buy Activision? If not to put Call of Duty on Game Pass. Why? Why spend the $80 billion? What the fuck for? What, mobile? That's great. Okay, we got Candy Crush now. Whoop-de-doo. We got all the girls on the subways playing Candy Crush. Yo, eat a bag of dicks. You bought this shit to get Call of Duty. Yeah, we got Crash Bandicoot now. That's quaint. Spyro the Dragon, that's quaint. You bought Activision to get Call of Duty and put it in Game Pass. That's what you did. And now it's here. And of course now, Xbox is making a huge mistake. Oh man, this is terrible. How can they do this? How are you making a huge mistake? I'm trying to wrap my head, Screen Rant, around this fucking logic of this shit you just fucking typed. And of course, in November, the reviews are going to come out for the next Call of Duty. It's going to get fucking 5s and 6s and 6 out of 10s. And it's the worst Call of course it's going to be the worst Call of Duty ever because it's on Xbox. Of course it's going to be the worst Call of Duty ever.
Like last year's was the worst Call of Duty ever.
Yes. Just like look at this nonsense. Listen, from Zalman, this motherfucking graduate of Harvard Business fucking school, graduated top majors in this class and cum laude.
Cum laude.
Yes. At this point, can we conclude that Game Pass as a business was a mistake? The main thing it succeeded at was training Xbox players to not buy games. Really? Is that why most of the Xbox exclusives, after I played them on Game Pass, I bought them? As usual, Zalman, your motherfucking business acumen is beyond reach. Oh, and here's Paul Tassi, who I believe, doesn't he write for Forbes? Mm-hmm. Should not be our job to buy Hellblade 2 just because the Game Pass model is unsustainable and Xbox can't be trusted. oh man, the emotions in that. No, it shouldn't be your job to buy Hellblade 2. You buy Hellblade 2 if you fucking like it, right? And the Game Pass model is unsustainable. Let me see. Unlimited. Wasn't it just Microsoft that early this year released their quarterly financials, and Game Pass had made something like $800 million, some stupid number, right?
Yep.
They had made $8 billion for another fiscal quarter, and Game Pass is unsustainable. Like, and now we got Destin. So the Xbox plan is to increase the price of Xbox Game Pass, possibly not put Call of Duty on Game Pass, and Call of Duty's on Game Pass, and still no Game Pass price increase. Guys, listen. All this is you guys love PlayStation. PlayStation is getting their fucking ass kissed. Oh, PlayStation lifestyle. Sony was right about Xbox Game Pass being unsustainable, it seems. Sony was right about what? They're losing money. They lose $20 billion from a fucking Phil Spencer tweet. Their stock got rated down to junk by the Japanese stock exchange, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're supposed to listen to PlayStation lifestyle, Dustin Legary, and all of these guys who are emotionally attached to a stupid fucking Japanese fucking box. And PlayStation is getting their fucking asses kicked handily, mind you, handily. They're getting their asses kicked. If they weren't getting their asses kicked, they would have bought Activision Blizzard, and they would have had Call of Duty on their game service. But Sony can't do anything because they don't have any money. Guys, all of you in the comment section, all of you follow this podcast, you don't have to listen to a goddamn word I say. I'm just some former retired writer and bus driver from fucking Philadelphia. Who am I? But out of the crowd today, I will give you some fucking common sense, right? Some common sense. And all I ask you to do is to do the eye test. Who is constantly in the news? Xbox. Who is constantly on everybody's mouths? Xbox. Who is making all the actual moves in gaming? Xbox. Xbox is kicking ass. All of these guys you just saw, they can't stand it. They fucking hate this shit. And Call of Duty coming to Game Pass, guys, to close out is what they hated. They fucking hate. They knew this was coming because it was going to spell the end of any chance PlayStation had of making a comeback. Spider-Man came and went. God of War came and went. There's nothing else for them to look forward to except for Walking Simulator 2, Death Stranding. But I don't really care about any of that. This is basically about Call of Duty coming to Game Pass makes buying Call of Duty on PlayStation a dumb purchase at this point. Yep. Only a stupid person will go to the grocery store and pay cash for groceries when a truck pulled up in the back of your house with 1 million fucking access cards and a bunch of food stamps. Only use that comparison however the fuck you would like, but free beats the hell out of paying $70 any day of the week. Now, I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. I haven't bought a Call of Duty since the one with Kevin Spacey, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare back in 2015. But the fact that it's coming to Game Pass makes it all the more sweeter. And watching these tweets and watching these epic meltdowns, more meltdowns than Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island, fucking
Japanese, the Japan, the meltdown after the Japanese hurricane, hurricane, tsunami.
Yes. This is hilarious. But it's just, and listen, even if Xbox does do a price increase for Xbox Live, so what? It is what it is. We guys told you the gaming was getting expensive. All that matters is we're getting.
I'll do you one better. I'll continue, but I'm gonna put some on screen. But
all that matters is that for that money, we're getting. Oh, Jay, I'm hoping somebody doing cocaine. I'm hoping this is a big loss of revenue that kills the service. This is not good for gaming. How is it not good for gaming to put a game in your gaming service? No, you know what's bad for gaming? That you assholes now have to pay. You now have to pay $70.
Yeah,
for Call of
Duty. They're jealous. And by the way, so it's funny. They're worried about the price screen. Look at what's on screen.
Yes, unlimited production. Repeat what you just said again.
What did I just say?
About them being what about us over here? They're jealous.
Oh yeah, they're jealous. Yeah.
That's all this is about. And I'm going to close it on that, guys. I'm sorry I took up so much time, but I had to get that out.
No. That's what you're
They
here
are
for.
jealous of game. Guys, we're eating good over here, and they're not over there on PlayStation because of their stupid loyalty to that stupid dying Japanese brand. And they're pissed.
Oh.
Wouldn't you be pissed off?
And E-Rock, this is the only thing I want to add to that before I get through with you talking what you're saying. People do listen to E-Rock. E-Rock know what the hell he's talking about. I'm telling you that right now. But I'm telling you right now, what the Sony fans need to be mad about is why is Sony putting your games on day and date on your system? Don't worry about what Microsoft is doing. You worry about your Japanese box. Don't worry about us. Because
Thank you, Tuck.
Because like Sega Man said, we're eating good on this end. We either got an option to play it, I got an option to buy it, or wait for the game to get on sale and we can buy the double game that way. So either way it goes, we're winning either way it goes. Mm-hmm. What you need to do is get mad at your Japanese box. Why they not doing? They want to call themselves the market leaders. I don't want to hear this stuff no more about this Call of Duty thing. Call of Duty is coming to the Game Pass, and you can't do a damn thing about it. Either you're gonna join the party, or you don't. If you don't, that's your loss. But like I said, what you need to do is get on your damn PlayStation. Why they're not doing it on your damn system? I leave it at that.
Tuck, you know, lunacy, actual lunacy, being a lunatic is defined as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Tuck just fucking nailed it. Why does a PlayStation put your games day and date on fucking their service? Well, I forgot what the fuck it was called, Spartacus or whatever. Man, they completely forgot about that shit. Like, the Unlimited Production just said they're jealous, and they've always been jealous. I've said they hate y'all over here because Xbox is giving y'all what they want over. They wanted Call of Duty in a game service. They want Lords of the Fallen. They want games day and date. But instead of asking their Japanese gods who they worship over there to give them what they want, a Game Pass-like service, Game Pass is unsustainable. That's almost like a guy or a little 12-year-old saying, you know, well, that other dude got Jenny. Well, I didn't like Jenny anyway. Jenny has cooties. Like, it's so immature and so childish that, you know, Jabari Clark, Dustin Legary, all of you guys, like, man, it must, and I'm going to close it on this. You know, to sum it up, Call of Duty coming to fucking Xbox Game Pass is what they feared for 2 years, for 2.5 years, or whenever this ABK acquisition was announced. This was their fear. Their fear was Call of Duty coming to Game Pass and making their purchase over on PlayStation irrelevant, and not only irrelevant, but stupid at this point to continue supporting PlayStation. And they're jealous. They're jealous of Xbox. That's all this shit is about. It ain't about it's human nature. You guys are jealous because Sega Man, Unlimited Production, and all of these Xbox guys are getting what you're not getting, and so you're lashing out again, over and over again. But guys, man, this is I mean, it's great news. Game Pass is just killing it. This unsustainable Game Pass is fucking killing PlayStation. It is killing their fan base, and it's killing these fucking writers, and it's killing Dustin Legary, and it's killing Colin Moriarty. And I love every second of it, man. But anyway, man, guys, this is just a great time to be an Xbox guy. And guys, look at this shit. Hellblade, awesome game. Mm-hmm. Call of Duty, coming to Game Pass. The goddamn show ain't even till June 6th, June 9th. And Xbox is fucking just throwing fucking punches and haymakers. Yep. What will happen in 1 week? Over to you guys. Thank you.
Excellent stuff there, E-Rock. And to piggyback off what you were saying about them being jealous, look, Sony raised the price of PlayStation Plus, their subscription service. Mm-hmm. So not only is it more expensive, they don't get games day one, like Tuck said. They don't get Call of Duty. They got to pay $70 for Call of Duty. They have no games coming. And by the way, they had a mini showcase today, a state of play or some shit. And the reason why I need to know what Concord was, because I had to look at that gameplay. And look at this shit. I'm about to put on screen in a second, like of this Concord gameplay. And you cannot, and you're not going to be able to convince me this isn't just Overwatch. Hold on, let me here it is. All right, look at this gameplay. It's fucking Overwatch.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? So they got nothing coming, and of course when that's the highlight of your year, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be upset. You know, I mean, look at this shit. This is a PlayStation 5 game. That's the Silent Hill remastered on screen, guys. Remake.
Looks like a 360 game.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of their big bangers. See, they're gonna. I hope Patrol comes in here. I hope Patrol comes in here and start pretending that this Silent Hill shit is better than everything we got on Game Pass. Yeah. Go look at Hellblade 2 pushing graphical fidelity on Unreal Engine 5, and look at this bullshit. And they're going to charge you $70 for that. A game y'all aren't going to buy, y'all aren't going to play, and y'all just going to be on Twitter talking about Xbox when we're enjoying Avowed, Indiana Jones, and anything else coming to Game Pass. You know, so it's that's why E-Rock, I point and laugh at them at this point, because I can't, you can't get mad at children.
You can't. And we're all guilty of it, especially me and Hebot. We used to get so mad. I told you that the E-Rock X channel was a reaction to them and to the media, but like you can't get mad at children. Like you just said, you can't. And they are so upset. Look at Hellblade. Hellblade is finally, we have a game that's pushing photorealism, and they fucking hate it, dude. They fucking hate it. And now in the same week, you announced the Call of Duty's coming to Game Pass? Maybe I was wrong about Phil. He's kind of being dickish right about now. Hey, keep it up, bro. Keep it up. What Unlimited? What the fuck is going to happen next Sunday? It's next Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
Show.
Next Sunday.
What the fuck is going to happen next Sunday?
Oh, they're going to lose their minds, and it's going to be wonderful.
You know, and look, we are not making fun of people having meltdowns and people being on suicide watch. It's not funny. But I think somebody really needs to keep a close watch with Jabari Clark and Dexter Legary, because, oh my God, next week is going to be about a bitch for them.
Yeah,
man, if Xbox showed one more damn game, Sega, man, it's crazy.
They got coping mechanisms. Oh, it's coming to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to play these on PlayStation. You're gonna play. All they're gonna do is hit play on YouTube. That's how they're gonna play it on PlayStation.
Hey, y'all. The only thing I'm saying about this. Whenever you go and have suicide watches for a damn game, you know what? You got a problem.
Yep.
You got a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't when Microsoft started this joining with the Game Pass, what did they say? Oh, it's the welfare pass. It's not going to be successful.
It's unsustainable.
They
said that 3 years ago. It's unsustainable.
Yeah.
She looks like Adamant with long hair.
Damn, $7.3 million a year, billion is unsustainable. That's crazy.
Yeah. They don't know what sustainable is. Coco Fiend, what's up, Coco Fiend? He said, "Nah, Zink. I wish it was. The scariest thing about Silent Hill 2 was the graphics. It looked horrible."
Oh man, no
you were spot on there, Coco.
They are.
Silent Hill 2 is going to be good because it's the people who did Medium and that did Layers of Fear and the Blair Witch. It's the same developer, but again, that's also a timed exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not like we have to run out and rush and get it, especially on the Xbox side, because the fact of the matter is we're going to have so many games available that's going to keep us occupied. So by the time it comes out, it'll be okay if we play a little bit later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't have. Look, man, if listen, we don't have droughts on Xbox, Hebot. Also, welcome, Hebot. Forgot to introduce you.
No worries.
Yeah, we don't have droughts. We suffer from hurricanes, floods, tsunamis over here on Xbox. It's too
Yeah.
fucking much. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly what it feels like we're getting hit by a tornado every time. There's
Yeah.
so many games. Look, we've been saying this for a long time. The biggest issue that we have is that there's so many games we can't keep the fuck up, especially people like us because we're older. We have so much responsibility, bro. We'd be lucky to beat one game or two games a month, if that. Right? So for us to sit there and cry, oh, because we keep getting games. Look, I cannot understand how people can say it's bad to be able to play a game day one without having to buy it full out, flat out. Especially if you don't know if those games are going to be worth your time. Because the last couple of years, especially with something like Call of Duty, the main consensus has been that it's not as good as past Call of Duties, and I really think it's just Call of Duty fatigue, to be honest, because the games keep the same quality, but it's been the same style of game structurally for years.
Yeah.
You can't.
Sorry to cut you off, but I do want to.
No.
What is that background noise?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it's me.
No, I don't know what that was for a second. But anyway, I just want to add some context to what you're saying.
Yeah.
The thing about Call of Duty is that, yeah, it's the same structurally, but here's why I don't think it is. Because it's just too convenient for me that the moment Xbox officially owns Call of Duty, all of a sudden it's the worst one ever.
Thank you.
I can't be sold on any other reason other than it's now owned by Xbox. And then this year's version is gonna get shitted on. And I guarantee, and it's gonna be for the same. Look, they're the same people who love the shit, who love all the PlayStation games, but all of a sudden hate that Hellblade 2 has pretty graphics and long cutscenes.
Right. And the fact of the matter is well, again, one of the biggest reasons why Call of Duty can't evolve is because of the fact that they mandated, it's got to come out every year. It's got to come out every year. Something can't evolve or grow in any way, shape, or form unless you give more time. And I think that was one of the reasons why Ubisoft discovered, hey, listen, let's bring out, the Assassin's Creed maybe every 2 years to give it more time. Because, again, you can't evolve any game. That's why the sports games always feel the same, with just little tweaks here and there, because you don't have enough time to be creative or to think something new or creative to kind of bring that excitement back.
Hebot, Chris, my friend. Nobody outside of Call of Duty has a huge fucking player base, right? On
Absolutely.
PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, who are going to play this shit and have played this shit every year, no matter what. Nobody gave a fuck, Hebot. Nobody gave a fuck until Microsoft announced they were trying to, they were making a play to get ABK 2 years ago. That's when that's when the last Call of Duty, the reviews went down. That's when all of the writers was like, "Oh, the quality is suddenly dipped." Fuck out of here, man! I don't buy that shit for 1 second. Of course, Call of Duty has been the same shit over and over again since Modern Warfare 2 in 2010. So you mean to tell me something was different about Call of Duty from 2011 to motherfucking 2017? Get the fuck out of here! Okay, no. It's bullshit, right? I'm not arguing with you, my dog. I'm just saying.
No. I know.
It became a concern the second Xbox announced they was going to buy fucking Activision, and everybody put two and two together that you could probably hear it. It was like a fucking hush that went over the motherfucking world of gaming that hate Xbox. Whoa, they going to try to buy Activision? Well, you know what that means. They're going to try to put that shit on Game Pass. We got to all of a sudden hate Call of Duty. Like, it's so, like, Hebot, they are jealous of you. They hate you. They hate you and Sega Man. They especially hate Dia, wherever the fuck she's at. They hate Unlimited Production. They hate Craig Simmons. They fucking hate y'all because we're getting over here on Xbox what they want. This is what they want from their Japanese masters they worship, and they get on their knees and fillet Sony. This is what they want. They want a Spider-Man to be day and date in a game service. Sony ain't gonna get them that because you told Sony 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I'd rather pay $70 for games. So since you told the Japs that, the Japs held up for that. Okay? So what the fuck are you mad for, Jabari? What the fuck are you mad for? Fucking King Trash. Since you told the Japs you don't mind paying $70 for games, the Japs held y'all to that. The fuck is you mad for? Right?
I mean, they still gotta pay for it if they wouldn't play it on their PlayStation. So I don't know what the problem is. Why would it bother them that we get it on Game Pass?
It's simple. Here's why. Listen, it's like
you see what he just said? He just said, why would it bother them that we getting it on Game Pass?
Yeah, because they still gotta pay it.
Yeah.
Or they're claiming that they like paying $70, so go pay your $70.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Unlimited. It bothers them because we're getting it at all for free.
Right, absolutely, but they're claiming that it doesn't. So again, that's the hypocrisy.
Yeah, that's because we all know they're full of shit.
Right, you know that's what I'm saying.
You don't ever take a PlayStation fan at their word ever. Just look at their actions, because their actions betray them. If they didn't
their
care,
actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, if they didn't care, they would not make a million. People like Dreamcast Guy and that Marlin Games dude would not make
Dreamcast
a million
Guy
videos.
Has done like 200 videos in the last 2 weeks.
This guy makes
crazy. How do you have so much time to make videos when you say you're playing games? Bro, you're not playing games if you're doing 200 videos a week.
Yeah, and 99% of them are about Xbox.
Right. They're all about Xbox.
I'm going to tell you that thing too. Would you listen to this? Helldivers, don't get me wrong, it's going down too. Because you don't mess with the PC people. And they did. You know what they did with the PSN, trying to put the PSN on trying to make all them people get on PSN servers. For what? And the people that made the game for them told Sony, leave it alone. You're gonna ruin what you got. You're gonna ruin what you got. And that's just what they did. Dude, there's over 177 countries that do not have access to Hellblade now. All because they want to put on their little filter so they can make profit. So they can say they make a profit. Come on now. I mean, I'm just saying.
And nobody's talking about it. Excellent, Tuck.
Yeah. I believe E-Rock once sent me a link stating that the game lost half its player base. All right.
Nobody's talking about it. They don't want to talk about it. But you know, this is just proof that Xbox is just killing it, man. It's just killing it, because if it wasn't killing it, nobody would be talking about it or writing these fucking articles.
That's right.
Yeah. It's just funny to me that they're all of a sudden business experts. Hey, Sega Man, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
All right, cool. Yeah. So while you're able to participate, man, let me get your thoughts on this. Call of Duty officially come to Game Pass. Now we knew this, but it's always great when it's official. You know what I'm saying? And now that it's officially come to Game Pass, all the business experts, Sega Man, are worried. This was a huge mistake putting the game on Game Pass. It's going to cannibalize sales and everything in between. So what do you think, man? You think that this is going to kill Call of Duty, or do you think that this is just going to be another cap in Xbox? Another feather in the cap of Xbox doing another great move for us, pro-consumer move that's going to work out.
Well, first of all, brother, let's get one thing out of the way and get one thing straight. Xbox made Call of Duty what it is today when it started out on the Xbox 360.
Yes, sir.
On the Xbox 360, it dominated. It wasn't dominating on PlayStation 3. It was dominating on the Xbox 360. And that's where everybody was when it was Call of Duty time. All the Call of Duties did fantastic. And Call of Duty, in my opinion, wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for the Xbox 360. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I truly believe that, because everybody and their mom back in them days was playing all those Call of Duty games, a Call of Duty World at War, all those games on there they were playing, and it started its notoriety on the Xbox 360. Let's just get that straight, man. So just like you said earlier, E-Rock, they wouldn't have bought, Activision, you know what I mean? they were going to put it on Game Pass. It makes sense to put it on Game Pass, man. And for them to go out there and tell people or try to make people like cancel their pre-orders and ridiculous shit like that is beyond belief, honestly, because nobody's going to listen to them. Whether they like it or not, Call of Duty is home, and it's home to stay. And it's going to get even bigger, mightier, and better with Xbox. It just is, man. And you're going to get a lot of people that are going to go out and buy consoles for Call of Duty. I don't care what anybody says. They're going to go out and buy. It might not be in like a mega droves, but there is going to be people that are going to get Xboxes for Call of Duty. It's going to happen. And Game Pass is going to be it's a juggernaut now. It's going to be beyond that. When this comes out on Game Pass, it's gonna quadruple, in my opinion, when it comes to Game Pass. I guarantee you that's gonna happen.
The growth is coming because look how you saw people on Twitter and on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
buying Xboxes to play Hellblade.
Yep.
Yes.
Anytime there's a new game that they can't get somewhere else, or that they can experience first on Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or with some type of an advantage on Xbox, right? Like Game Pass, right? It's going to bring attraction because people are not dumb. And especially in the era that we're living in right now, that everything is so crazy expensive. You know, you got to prioritize food. You know what I'm saying? Over games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got these fucking nutbags and retards. You know, like when E-Rock was prioritizing food over games when he was going through a bad moment in his life, and they were making fun of it. Like that's like bro.
I remember that.
That kind of mindset tells the type of people that are out here in the community. Like, bro, you can't. If you listen to that, then clearly you're the problem for even giving people like that the time of day. Because that don't make no sense, right? And Game Pass, that's what it's doing. Microsoft say, "Oh, the growth has not been quick enough because that's something that takes time." Netflix didn't get 200 plus million people on there overnight. Netflix has been out since the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah.
Since the PlayStation 2,
mailing DVDs to people.
Yeah, you were able to play it on your PlayStation 2, but you had to get this disc to boot up the app, and then you could play it through the fucking PlayStation, right?
Oh no, that's how the PS3 and Wii did it.
Yeah, and the PS2 started.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was also.
Go look it up and see if you can find it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I remember it for the PS3 and Wii because Xbox because let's not forget again, people. I know you guys hate Xbox, but the reason why you could do all the stuff on your consoles because they made a deal with Netflix
absolutely
at the time to run the app off the console. And
that's right.
And that's why you had a paywall. Because it was the first time you can run streaming services or other applications on your console. And those people said, okay, we'll make a deal if you can get it to run, but we want you to give us a percentage. That's why those things like YouTube, Netflix, or some other stuff were behind a paywall. Because they had to pay those people. Yeah. But once it was big enough, they made a deal, and it was no more longer a paywall when the Xbox One came out. You remember they changed it, right? And people were making fun of it because on PS3 it was free. Yeah, it was free because Microsoft paid the way and did the fucking deals and paid them the money where they could get it free on PS3.
And it had security.
And it had security, as in PS3 it did it, and it ran like shit anyway because of the low internet, speed that they ran on PS3 to run those things anyway. So again, anybody that's paying attention, right? Because these people don't love to do the videos, and they're just lucky that people like myself don't have the time anymore because I'm extremely busy. But if I was able to get out there, I would be making these videos more frequently because they don't bring that up. Nobody wants to bring that up. How you see the people buying consoles when Starfield came out. You saw people buy the console when Redfalls came out, which, by the way, I think Redfalls throughout the update sometime this week or today. Yeah. And you could play now the single player campaign offline as well, the way they promised, which is great. And again, it bumped it up. Every time you see a new game, Forza, it bumped it up. Now Hellblade, it bumped it up. When that frequent consistency of games keeps dropping, every time you see something, it's just going to bump up Game Pass. It's going to bump up people buying Xboxes. It's just going to happen. And once those people migrate and get into the Xbox ecosystem and see how valuable it is, how streamlined it is, how easy it is, right? How fun it is, really. We're doing so many things you can do really right off the cuff with no problem. They're going to keep investing in the future with Xbox products because it's not going to go backwards. They're just going to keep investing. That's why they're investing in so much things like other things always mentioned, the AI, and how they say they just want to make AI be able to help the process of making games quicker for developers in case they have less people, for example, or if they have a timeline or a certain budget. The AI is going to help them be able to achieve what they want at the cost that they have or the time that they have without overlaps, right? Without having to delay games, without having to extend the cost. That's the reason why they got that AI. That's what they're trying to use AI for in one way, as an example, right? And so Call of Duty being on Game Pass this holiday is going to be a big deal because once people realize, damn, I can play it on the service and I don't even have to buy the game flat out. Believe me, they're going to make that investment. $17.99 a month or $18, $17 a month is way better than having to buy a game for $70 that you're not sure you're going to really like. And most of these people play it for the online anyway. Remember, Game Pass Core includes online also. It's not like you got to pay it separate, right? And it's funny because I saw you put something up there, Unlimited, about price hike going up $40 per year for PlayStation Plus. So I don't know how new that is. I never saw that. Probably, is that new, I'm assuming? If that's the case, how is it okay that they could bring up their price hike for $40 more, but when Microsoft was trying to do $60 more, even though they never touched the price for like 18 years plus, it was a fucking problem, and nobody has an issue with these guys are not giving you day and date. They're giving you
even
sprinkles.
the so-called Xbox warriors jumped on that bandwagon.
Yeah, exactly. And they're giving you sprinkles. Right now, there should be 50,000 videos already out. The way it is when it has to do with Xbox. In one day, talking about how Sony has the nerve to put up the prices $40 more a year when they're not giving you nowhere near the quality and value that Xbox does with Game Pass. Why are you not seeing that? That tells you right there the hypocrisy, the bias, and we don't got to keep talking and saying it because it's like a broken record. We have pointed out the truth thousands and thousands of times at this point. Not hundreds, thousands. In every podcast we do, we bring shit up and we keep on mentioning it, and people act like, oh no, it was somebody else who brought it up, like Colt Eastwood. No, the fuck he don't. That man don't say shit. He only talks shit when it's a negative Xbox or when it's positive PlayStation because he's worrying about his pocket. He worry about the revenue that comes in, all the hits. Yeah, I'm gonna get 100,000 views for this fucking video because I'm talking shit just like everybody else or showing concern about Xbox. That's all he cares about. He don't give a fuck about the brand. None of these dudes do. Not the way that we do, that we care and that we like it and appreciate what they're doing. And we have our gripes. We talk about what we don't like with Xbox. But when we say it, it's because we're being honest. It's coming from the heart. Like, yo, what is you doing? But then as time goes on and we see how the stars start to align, we start to understand, oh, wait. Okay, this starts to make sense. There it is. You see that Phil has been completely quiet. He hasn't said a word since all the shit talking happened with the closure of Tango Games and all that shit, because they've been memeing and doing fucked up shit. That motherfucker, I guarantee you, is pissed. His full concentration right now is on that showcase. He wants to make a statement, I'm pretty sure, because he hasn't said one fucking word, not one.
That's
Twitter.
a great point because he's usually
and you know he usually says he hasn't said nothing.
He'll pop out the woods here and there, and
he hasn't said shit.
Yeah,
That's a concern.
he didn't even come out and congratulate Hellblade. And
The people, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's my
usually
point. He
always
hasn't said
congratulates the game
shit.
release.
That means he's focused, and that man is pissed. He is focused because he knows that he's gonna have to prove a point because he's tired of people talking. Bro, you get tired of people talking. You keep getting people talking shit about you. At some point, you get tired. You're like, you know, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Okay?
especially when you've been doing stuff that benefits them.
Right, and especially if you're always so kind and humble and so open. Because anytime people want to talk to him and give interviews like those sites that don't give a fuck, like Giant Bomb and IGN, he still goes and does it. Right. So at some point, you're gonna get that side of a person where they're like, you know what? No mas. I ain't dealing with this shit no more. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And that's what I feel is going through him right now, getting ready for the showcase, because he hasn't said one word, not one. Just go look at his last tweet when it was a while back. He hasn't said anything. So that should show you that something's definitely up with Phil Spencer. And it's not something that is gonna make people happy, because the man is probably angry, right? And I don't blame him. I don't. You're tired of doing what you can do and still getting scrutinized. So, well, you know what? Don't say shit. Don't say nothing. If Sony motherfuckers don't say nothing and people praise them, then you could do the same, Phil. Don't say nothing. Keep doing what you're doing, and that's it. And just prove your point with your actions and what y'all doing, right?
And that's all you need to do.
Right. And I love how people are trying to make it seem like, oh, wow, you see? CFDs picked up numbers on PS5 because it was on the billboards. I'm like, look, bro, CFDs was like number 15 or some shit. That could mean that it sold maybe 3,000 copies on PlayStation, which 3,000 copies means nothing. That is not enough for them to keep warranting putting games on PlayStation, because it's not worth the value and the time. Shit, it cost them more to port it to PlayStation than what they made if they sold 3,000 or even 5,000 copies. Okay? Because those numbers on PlayStation are always stupid low. You saw the showcase they did today. The showcase was nothing but multi-plats, and the Silent Hill was probably one of the highlight points, which we already know is a timed exclusive. And same thing when they showed the premiere gameplay of The Wild for Monster Hunter, which we already know is also going to be a multi-plat because it's Capcom, and Capcom always does the multi-plats. So it's not exclusive, it's not time, it's just the multi-plat. So if that's
let me get through. Let me talk to you right quick. As far as Silent Hill is concerned, they can keep that dog shit. That game is dog shit. Well, that game, man, look at that double game. It's like a PS2 game. It's not no better than it was when they first showed it.
It's for nostalgia. So for those who didn't play it, because it's an old game, it hasn't been around for a long time. Great, we get to play it again. It's supposed to be.
He bought. If it's like a PS2 game, what makes you think that people want to play a PS2 game again?
Well, it's on an Unreal Engine 5 supposedly. That's what they're building on, but it don't look like Unreal Engine 5.
No, it don't look. That game.
You know what I mean? Well, that's what I'm saying. It's on Unreal Engine 5, but it don't look it. It doesn't look it. And as you can see, the character model there, they made her look very ugly, I guess, or manly.
Oh yeah.
But it's not only because of that, agenda that they're doing with this other sweet baby company or whatever the fuck. But again, so, I think it was a bold move. And again, I'm pretty sure Microsoft knows is a big risk or bold move because it's a big game. It's a game that sells a lot every year. But I think in this case, since we're talking about a behemoth of a game, it's going to work in their benefit. I think they're going to see number growth during the holiday. I think you're going to see the transition. And let's be honest, because it's another thing that people don't bring up unless it's us, right? Mm-hmm. Call of Duty started and got big on the 360. Yeah. All those dudes that are playing on PlayStation left because they just wanted to play the maps first on PlayStation, because they're that hardcore as far as they want to play the maps first. And that's the only reason why they migrated. But if they're starting to get the ability to play it on Xbox with the expansions day one on Xbox, believe me, they'll migrate back over. Because they don't give a fuck about which console. What they give a fuck is, where can I play Call of Duty the best with the best value and everything first. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen. If it's going to sell on PlayStation with the ones that just want to buy it, it'll sell. It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna deter just because it's on Game Pass.
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be the best-selling game for PS5 this year.
Oh, absolutely. I guarantee you're right, 100%. Just like last year. The same way, I'm pretty sure, just because it's on Game Pass does not mean it's not going to do well. It's going to also sell. Trust me. And you know, one thing that I noticed immediately when they announced it, Microsoft is already advertising it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are.
Hard. I even saw the commercial in the theaters when I went to see Furiosa. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So that tells me that they know what they got. They're gonna push it, especially since they don't come out till probably October or November. They got a lot of time to push that shit. And don't be surprised you see some wraps for the console, Call of Duty style, maybe even a custom console, because they know Call of Duty sells. It makes money. Every military guy in the world plays Call of Duty. They love that game. The same way they play Battlefield. They love those games. It's like every athlete in the world plays the sports games because it's representative of what they do for a living. You see what I'm saying? And that's what appeals to them. And that's not including everybody else that just loves the game since it started growing with Call of Duty 2 on 360, right? And then the Call of Duty 1 remake that was only available on PC that came to 360 as well. And then Call of Duty 3, right? Yeah. So again, you know, the doom and gloom is exactly what you guys were saying. It's just because they're hating, they're angry, they're in disbelief. They're like, fuck, they really did it. Because all you heard was, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that by Tom Warren. But, you know, by the so-called CEOs, the so-called secret CEOs like Jez Gordon or Jeff Grubb. Yeah, they're not doing it. I'm telling you, they're not doing it. They're not going to be crazy. That's too much sales.
What's even funnier, Hebot, they said it so confidently, too.
Oh, yeah.
They said it with the confidence of like with crazy confidence that it was not happening.
Listen, just like they're trying to act like, oh, you see? Sony cares about the console people because they're not putting their games on day and date with PC, only the multiplayer games. That's just the beginning. Because if the multiplayer game bring them enough revenue and they see that, you really think they're not going to start pushing their single player games? They're testing the waters.
The last sentence is exactly it. That's all it is. It's going to happen. It's going to happen regardless. Just mark it on. The only thing is that all they're doing is that they're not doing it immediately because they're afraid of backlash. To like Xbox will take to their credit, and I actually kind of respect about Xbox. They'll take the backlash. They'll make a controversial move. They'll stick with it for the most part and take the backlash. And then it turns out they are correct. Sony is so afraid of backlash that they're warming them up to the because remember. Just not even a year or two ago, I'm selling my PS5 if God of War ever goes to PlayStation.
Right.
Well, goes to PlayStation. Well, it's years later. You know what I'm saying? Now with this, it's like, well, it's their multiplayer games.
And they're getting the better version of it too, on top of that.
Yeah, and then next when all games go day one to PC, they're gonna sound like Xbox people in 2016. Oh, it's okay. I'm not selling my PlayStation. But the difference is that they got like a decades of tape saying what they would do. Even though for some reason it turns out nobody could tell that they were lying then and they're lying now. But I digress.
Look, hey, listen, Unlimited, you hit a great point because it's just like. That's a cap when they say if their games, like the exclusives, right? If they were day on day on PlayStation Plus, you best believe motherfuckers would play it on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, hell yeah, they would.
Don't act like all that crap they do is like, no, I'd rather pay $70. No, you don't. Yes, you would rather pay the $70 to buy the game to own it, to flat out own it without any digital bullshit, right? Like licensing or whatever. Yes, that I could believe, right? But do not fucking sit there and tell me that if you can play it on your PS Plus for $17 or $20 a month, you ain't gonna do it because you're fucking lying. That don't make no logical sense.
No,
That's like a woman that's clean, that's a virgin, giving you free pussy, and you say, no, I don't want to because you're a virgin. I want to first marry you. Fuck you. That's not gonna happen. Get out my face with that shit.
He man, they must hate Black Friday. That must make them seethe. What you mean Spider-Man's 250% off? Nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm waiting until it goes back to full price.
Right, and yet you see
that's how they sound when they say that shit.
Right, and you see every Black Friday what happens, Unlimited. Whatever bundles they do sell like hotcakes.
Yep.
So you know it's a lie because you see it right there. When that Spider-Man was bundled for $200 only with a console, what happened, Unlimited?
Yeah,
7 million copies were sold. This was only.
To be fair, a lot of people didn't even touch that fucking game though.
I know. A lot of people bought the console and sold the game.
I remember specifically because I bought my brother the PS4 that Christmas because that Black Friday. He gave that Spider-Man game away to his friend's son. He did not touch that fucking game for 1 second.
You're not lying. That's the truth. That's true. People did do that. But they still counted it because it was a physical copy of the game. Yeah. They can't do that no more because if you remember that I told you guys, I think was early last year, Sony changed from physical to digital this generation because they know it's more expensive. So you can't get rid of it no more. So now it's a digital copy. You can't really count it as a physical. Yeah. That's the difference. Like some people traded it in to get credit and bought another game that they really wanted when they got it too. Some people did that, right? It was just like yesterday because of all the Microsoft getting, in the last week, getting all that positive news with Hellblade, right? And then the showcase and then the rumors that probably are strong, right? Because usually when there's a rumor like that, it has some type of validity that they're making a brand new AAA game with the ex-devs of Rocksteady, the people who did the Arkham series, right? And then they have the other rumor where they said that they fully funded the other team, People Can Fly, that they're going to do now, start working on the AAA game for Xbox that they announced a while back. It's finally ready. Everything's go. They're ready. They got a full house of employers, and they're ready to start rocking. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is another AAA game that should be fantastic. Because if you look at People Can Fly's record with Bulletstorm and with fucking Gears of War Judgment, those games are fantastic.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
I think they also did Outriders, which was really good.
Yeah, and Outriders, which had a lot of potential. The only thing is that they never really done a game that was heavy on online like Outriders. So that was like their first hurrah. So it probably wasn't as great as the other ones, but it was still well received, right? Yeah. So those are the other things. All these positive Xbox news, and then all of a sudden, what you saw yesterday, Unlimited, or today, I think it was. I don't know if you were on Twitter because I know you haven't been on Twitter, but I don't know if you saw it.
No, I don't know what happened today.
Okay, well, supposedly the number thing came out. Oh, Sony has sold 11 million copies of Spider-Man 2.
Oh, really? I did see some Sony numbers, but that could be debunked. Debunked.
Right, absolutely.
If I have time, I'll probably follow up on that. But I didn't hear about 11 million on the Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah. They say, oh, it sold 11 million. I was like, yeah, of course it did, because it was given out in bundles, and because the game no longer costs $70.
Yeah. Because
of all the backlash it got with all the woke shit that it got, that E-Rock himself saw in the video and couldn't believe all the shit that we were telling him. Bro, when he's fighting, what's her name? Mary Jane, when she turns into the Scream or the Screamer, whatever that bitch name is, and she's talking about how Peter Parker always put himself first, that he's always about him, that's never about anything else but her and not her, and that, and that he doesn't appreciate it, and all that stupid nonsense, when we all know that Peter Parker's entire existence has been to protect and love Mary Jane. To the point where he wasn't even with her at one point, because he was afraid that she would get hurt, because they would know that she was with him, and when they knew that his identity was Peter, right?
Yeah.
What
got me was the spray painting as a deaf girl. That killed me, man.
Oh yeah.
That had me rolling, laughing Because
But
my thing, and if I was in a room with developers, I'll just ask them one question: is this fun? Does it like seriously go around the room and say, "Hey man, I got this cool mechanic for a game." Oh shit, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Spray paint as a deaf girl, but here's the kicker: there's no sound. You know what I'm saying? Every rational person would look at you like that. That sounds stupid as fuck, man. Don't put that in the game.
they didn't even care about it when it was in Infamous. Remember when the Infamous came out that you could spray paint to use the mechanics of the controller? Well, there was you could spray paint. There was a gimmick where you could spray paint the wall with the controller, and everybody was trying to say, "Oh, it's not cool," and nobody fucking cared. Everybody hated it because it's just something dumb, especially if it's a type of game that doesn't correlate with something like that. Now, if you were playing a Mark Echo game,
or Jet Set Radio or something.
Oh, Jet Set Radio, right? And whoever for those who do
tagging was a part of then but those games made it fun. But
the thing is,
not holding this controller and doing these stupid ass patterns as come on, man. That does not that's not even remotely fun.
Well, for those who know, Mark Echo was an actual graffiti artist that became big and got his own line in New York City many years ago. Many people don't even know who the fuck they don't even know who the fuck Mark Echo is, right? But it would make sense because he's a graffiti artist. That game has to do with graffiti. Same thing like Jet Set Radio. It's part of the game. Then it makes sense. But when it's something that is just thrown there, let's make and then the fact that they do the other thing where she helps them, or Miles Morales helps the one Asian kid ask out his boyfriend, the black kid. And I don't know why they keep making black people gay in the games either. That's just wild to me.
Games, movies, all that shit is all.
Yeah, I don't understand why they keep, and it's always the black people. They're gay. Like what the fuck? It's wild to me. But they keep doing that shit, right? It's almost like stereotyping or some shit.
Yeah, but
I don't know. Whatever the case may be.
Making them gangsters, man.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like now they went from being gangsters and GTA to being gay, all right? And it's like, what? So, to ask them out for the prom, even things like that, like how does that make a game enjoyable? That has to do with superheroes. That has to do with trying to defend the city and the people from fighting crime, right? It's like, how does that make it fun, right? Representation can be done. Just go watch Furiosa. Furiosa does it incredible. George Miller is on his fucking goddamn A game. That man is like 90 years old.
That motherfucking movie looks incredible.
Oh my God, E-Rock. Wait until you see the fucking movie. It's a great companion to Fury Road and all that fucking crying all because of Mad Max. Of course he can't be in it because it doesn't make sense. It's a prequel to the story arc of that girl in order to fill in all the gaps that were missing from Mad Max.
Yeah, you know what it was. You know what it was. It was this nostalgia babies who can't understand that if you gotta progress and do other, especially with these long-term IPs. You can't have fucking 80-year-old Mel Gibson and all these
exactly.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's why the last Terminator sucked. Arnold Schwarzenegger is like 70 fucking years old. Who wants to watch this dude still not only get emasculated and be so Mad Max, what they did with the one that came out about 8 years ago in Furiosa, I love it. And
it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
But if you love Mad Max, you're gonna love Furiosa because it was fucking fantastic. It was represented and it showed how you make a female character actually be badass and doesn't feel shoehorned in the story. You understand why she's nothing to fuck with when you see the movie because it's done the right way. She doesn't just become this entity. She has to earn her stripes to become that entity by lost, by being tortured, by going through shit, by being fucking almost raped by savage men in this savage land. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what makes her character much more compelling and impactful in the story. It makes you appreciate Fury Road way more because now you understand. And you also understand how her and Max come to meet each other in Fury Road. You get it. It makes perfect sense. But again, like I said, there's ways to do representation correctly. Record. woman character. It didn't feel shoehorned. It made sense, right?
Mhm.
These YouTubers he bought, I don't think they care anymore. That
Oh
you
no,
just
for
told them-
sure, for sure.
They don't care anymore. They have just like with the Xbox, just like with gaming, they have an agenda to get out there. There are a lot of YouTubers who I used to respect, guys like Nerdrotic and guys like the Critical Drinker, but lately I've noticed that they're just fucking grifters and fucking liars. Just
But
grifters
the thing
and
is
liars.
that all they care about is making the agenda and not letting it go.
Yeah.
Not everything has an agenda.
Well, hold on, there was at one time a reason to
Absolutely.
complain about. There's a reason to complain about Spider-Man 2. It's clear that they no longer want Peter Parker to be Spider-Man no more, which is a betrayal of the character. Because long before Sony claimed Spider-Man, Hebot and I grew up in the 70s with Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Spider-Man is not new. He's been around forever. And yes, he was popular before in the late 70s. Spider-Man's popularity ain't nothing new. It's come and gone. And him and Batman, Superman have traded spots in popularity before. There were reasons to complain about Ghostbusters 2016. There were reasons to complain about Terminator Dark Fate. There was reasons to complain about the Charlie's Angels reboot from 2018. There was reasons to complain about these movies, right? There's no reason whatsoever to
Doctor
complain.
Who. What they did with Doctor Who. What they did with Star Trek.
There's a reason to complain about Doctor Who and Star Trek. There's no reason to complain about Furiosa. There's no reason to complain about fucking Hellblade. There's no reason to complain about Lord of Rings, Rings of Power. But what's happening now is these YouTubers are beginning to really show who they are and prove that maybe some of these critics in Hollywood are right about some of these guys being misogynistic dinosaurs.
I just found out that there's a large swath of people who hate Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that until like this week, and I saw this, and they were shitting on her hard. Wonder Woman 1988 was terrible. This bitch can't act. And no, I'm not calling her a bitch, but that
was what they were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, hold on. Gal Gadot, who's been nothing but sweet in every interview I've ever seen, who's made 2 great superhero movies, who had the best female superhero movie ever,
who defends the fans left and right.
Yeah, they hate her. They hate her guts now. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes, it don't even make no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so there's the I realize that there's going like the level of hate, the level of openly hate that we get these days is just absurd. You know what I'm saying? It's blatant. It's just so loud. It's weird how loud and pervasive it is.
Yes,
that's the part that I don't like. It's hard to escape.
Like this guy Nerdrotic and the Critical Drinker, they've been on this campaign for like a year now, saying that Rings of Power is a failure. The Rings of Power 2 trailer has failed. And I'm like, last time I checked, Rings of Power was Amazon's most watched show ever until Fallout, right? Yeah. So everybody's mad at Rings of Power because it's a black elf in it, a black dwarf. And the lead,
and the black elf is not black; he's Puerto Rican. That's how stupid they are sometimes.
But Hebot, I'm a huge Hebot.
Your skin is darker than mine.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's how stupid they are.
Hebot. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I own
absolutely. So am I.
I own all 6 movies. I was one of the first guys championing the Hobbit movie, saying those movies are fucking great.
Oh, they were great when they were shitting on them. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
But so there can't be a black female dwarf and some shit that's not real, that don't exist. It never fucking exists. There is no goddamn Middle Earth. Right. There is no goddamn Spider-Man or Superman.
There was no Balrog.
Yes.
It's funny, that stuff to them. That's because to them, that was their escapism. To them, escapism also mean escape from black folks.
It's so stupid.
So that's why. I mean, but this is something that both sides of the aisle get wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, Spider-Man had the other extreme where they got the Puerto Rican flag wrong in that game.
Yes,
it's a Cuban flag. Yeah.
So this is something where, honestly, I'm not trying to just like shit on white folks, but I think this is just white people just being fucking. On one side, they're being angry. They think that they're losing.
I think it's
being replaced and shit. Like
it's ignorance.
I recently heard about the the great replacement theory. And it's just some stupid ass white fear mongering stuff. And then
It's ignorance because I think what made him mad was because the black dwarf girl, right?
Mhm.
She's married to a white dwarf, and they have kids.
And she's barely in the fucking show.
And she's barely in the show. Yeah, yeah. She was just put there for
think
representation, but she's not like shoehorned.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Listen, when they jump on the hate campaign, they and I've noticed this as well. They blow whatever they don't like way out of proportion to the extreme. So if a gay character exists, it could be a gay character like Renee Montoya from Gotham Knights. If they know that she's gay, they're gonna be like, see, this is SJW nonsense. Even though in Gotham Knights, for example, she never once mentions his her wife. She also just gives you some.
Well, Robin, didn't they allude that Robin was gay?
Yeah,
but they don't push it. You got to kind of really look hard and deep and figure it out. But it's there, but they don't push it. So it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I played as Robin the whole game. I mean, I love the character. I thought he was fucking badass.
Yeah, but to them, but to them, they treat it as the equivalent of when Sony does it, and The Last of Us 2 have fucking full on sex scenes bullshit.
Yeah.
Never differentiate the two and just have the most extreme reaction like they do with Xbox.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's like that.
Breaking up, Hebot.
Shit, he dropped.
Yeah.
But when you get back, we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
I saw this, and this was something interesting that caught my eye. Avowed seems to be the latest Xbox game getting support from the Gears Dev Coalition. So pretty much, it sounds like Avowed is, excuse me, migrating over to Unreal Engine 5, and they're getting help by the Coalition. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because through all the nonsense, and there's always nonsense out there. It's sometimes just nice to talk about the games. And Avowed has been my most anticipated game of the year. Of all the Xbox games that they showed these last 4 years, this was number one because that's how much. And I've been on the hyping up Obsidian as a fantastic developer who deserves respect train for the longest. Now they're getting a lot of respect for Fallout New Vegas because a lot of people saying that's their favorite Fallout game, and Obsidian is the one who developed it. But yeah, so I think Avowed is going to be that game that's going to really put them on the map the way that people used to see BioWare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As like, yo, this is a RPG maker who makes fantastic RPGs you can't miss, right? And I think that this is going to be the game that finally gets them into the mainstream, and not just a developer that people want to make a Fallout spinoff. And that's not a shot at Fallout New Vegas, fantastic game, but they've always done their thing, and I think that this is a game that's going to get respect, deserve respect. And so when I saw this, I thought, yeah, this could do some nice stuff. Now it's I guess since it wasn't started on Unreal Engine 5, it's obviously not gonna have Hellblade level graphics. But I can't wait to see what the final product looks. And the Coalition, by the way, shout out to the Coalition. Not only did they work on Gears, they helped with the Matrix demo. They helped with these Xbox studios. I believe they even helped with the Sea of Thieves back in 2016, right? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so just to lighten things up a bit, E-Rock. Hey, Tuck, you there?
Yeah, we lost everybody. We lost Tuck. We lost Sega Man.
Yeah, Tuck. So I'm gonna start with you, man. What do you think about Avowed moving to Unreal Engine 5? Does this increase your expectations, your hype for the game? What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, heck yeah, it does. Because let me tell you, man, if they can come anywhere near the graphics of Hellblade, man, that game is going to be sensational. The realism of that game is gonna be immaculate. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I was looking forward to it from earlier, but I really am now, and I think it's gonna be real good. How much they really gonna put the Unreal Engine 5 into it, I do not know. But if anything like Hellblade, it's gonna be a masterpiece, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a masterpiece. I mean, no matter how you say it, no matter how you look at it, because the way that Hellblade looks like right now, Man, like I told you, that's my game of the year right now.
Yeah.
Because the visuals, you can't beat the visuals. It's definitely next gen all the way. And I think Avowed is gonna be looking next gen. I think it really is. I think it really is. But that's all I got to really say about that.
Oh yeah, good stuff, Tuck. Good stuff. Jay Dizzle, that state of place was ass juice. Yeah, man, I heard it was awful. Look, guys, the reason why I don't watch PlayStation showcases because what happened was, it was like a year or two ago, right? E-Rock, I watched one of them, and it was so terrible. I was legitimately upset, and I came on a podcast pissed off that I wasted my time, and I told myself ever since then, I am never do not if there's a state of play happening the same day I do a podcast, guys, don't expect me to have watched it. At least just the only thing you expect from me is that I get the notes of what was shown because I can't waste my time on that boring bullshit no more, man. Nah, they conned me once, E-Rock, and that's one too many.
I hear you.
Xbox, Xbox plus Xbox gives you everything anyway. So it's not like I really and truly feel this way, E-Rock. There's nothing Sony could do or show that's going to sway me because what are they going to do? Xbox, even if they show a game, Xbox has the answer for it. Hellblade's your big third-person photorealistic game. Avowed your big, your big RPG. Starfield's your big open world game. You know, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like Sony. It's not like Sony even has anything. Anyway, just so I don't know, man. But yeah, I know everybody in the chat hate the show, and don't worry, guys. We're less than a week. I'm not less than a week. We're about 9 days away from having a great time and a great show. But E-Rock, to pass the mic to you, man. I saw this news and I didn't, and it's kind of unfortunate that this doesn't get talked about. But the big topic is all the other tomfoolery. But still, man, Avowed working with the coalition to upgrade the game to Unreal Engine 5. I think this is great news, and I think it's just going to make the game even better. So I'd like to get your thoughts on it, man.
I've been looking forward to Avowed ever since the last Xbox show. We all did a show and we were watching Xbox reveal, I think last year, and they showed Avowed, and I had no feelings about Avowed either way, even though I know who Obsidian is. Obsidian does make great games. For those who remember, they did Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 back in the day.
Yes.
But I really didn't have any skin in the game for Avowed until I saw it in that show last year, and I was like, wow. Even back then, the graphics looked really bright, beautiful, really crisp. So I'm excited for it, man. The only thing that I'm worried about is I think Shinzo said it's being ported over to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah,
I don't know how long that's going to take, but I'm hoping they can keep their release date. I don't see how. Maybe they're. I don't know how that works. I don't know how porting it over from one engine to another works. I don't know how that works, or if it was already on Unreal Engine and it's being upgraded to the most recent build. But whatever, man. Hopefully it can keep its release date because this was one of the games I was really looking forward to. This was on my bingo card. This, Indiana Jones, and Hellblade. So it just sounds great that the coalition, who are fantastic, are helping out all these other teams, and it's one big happy family over there at Xbox.
Yeah,
and I can't wait for that game. Again, coalition, I would like to hear something soon. Just even a teaser that Gears of War is coming, because it will drive people nuts. But Joe Sinister said Obsidian is low key one of Xbox's best studios. Facts, man. Facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward.
There's a reason. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no.
There's a reason I've been singing their praises since Xbox picked them up. It's just that this is going to be their first big exclusive. Because Grounded, while a good game, is a smaller game, and those smaller games, they don't really track like that. Well, Grounded had 20 million players, though. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe it did get traction, but Xbox don't promote that game like that. Is really my main point. But with Avowed, since this is gonna be one of the big heavy hitter type games, that's why I say that this game gonna put them on the map, right? E-Rock, where I think is gonna finally give them the much due respect. Because if you look at their catalog over the decades, some really good stuff. Knights of the Old Republic 2, South Park: The Stick of Truth, Alpha Protocol. I mean, just so many. The Outer Worlds, which I also think is fantastic. Just great games. However, they're kind of like the guys who make Quantum Break. I'm forgetting their name at the moment. Remedy. Thank you. They're kind of like Remedy in the sense that their games will be praised, but not really embraced to that extent. And I think of Valve, which is what I'm hoping. And I think upgrading to Unreal Engine 2, working with the Coalition, Iraq. I think it's just gonna be more since more hands are in the pot to make the game even better. I think they're finally gonna be embraced, and I think the Xbox community is really gonna embrace them. I have high expectations for the game, and I think it's gonna do. This is gonna be one of those games I think gonna be like, hey, this is our best launch ever type game. That's how
that was another good news that came out this week. I forgot about that. Coalition is going to help them because they're transitioning the game to Unreal Engine 2. I mean, 5. Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing I think this might do is might cause them to have to delay the game a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Because transitioning the game to one engine to another, it's not like overnight. Yeah. But the whole claim was, quote unquote, she don't need a ride? No, her doesn't. Okay, the whole claim was, quote unquote, if you remember, you guys, E-Rock and Unlimited and Sega Man, if he's still there, I don't even know if he's still there, that the whole purpose of Unreal Engine 5 was that you can achieve high fidelity graphics in-game and even gameplay at a shorter length of time because the tools of Unreal Engine 5 are a lot easier and they make things way more accessible. That was the claim. So I'm hoping that that's the case, right? Because it's still new in its infancy and developers need to learn the engine regardless. Look at how leap from what we saw in the tech demo with Matrix to what we got with Hellblade, and look how that's a fucking leap. You could see it. Yeah. Like how big that is. Even though, yes, Hellblade is a single player game, but to achieve the technical marvel that they did with the visuals, that even the animations, the way they move when they fight, it feels like real people fighting, and you're like watching it or filming it. That's almost what it feels like when you're playing. You see the cuts go right through the skin, like when you splash somebody in Hellblade. In the area you splash them, you see the cuts open up and start bleeding out. It's crazy the way they did that, right? And it's also a beautiful technical marvel to look at. So the only thing I think is that it might delay the game maybe to early next year. But again, if it's to better the game, then I'm all for it. If it's to make the game better, fuck it, then let it be. It is what it is. It comes with the territory, you know.
Yeah. Another thing, to point out is I have not seen this. Like I don't know how recent this is. So if it's something not recent, and this is just something being reported now that we're finding out a year or so later, you know what I'm saying? Then it might be all right. That's another thing because let's not forget they had access to Unreal Engine 5 before we really much about it. So So my gut tells me it's not going to be delayed. We're going to be all right. But we're going to see a step up in quality next time they show it. That's my gut feeling.
On this with Coalition for a while, but they didn't make the announcement until just recent.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Exactly. And which is smart. Because first of all, we already know look, this game was revealed in 2020. It's been 4 years, right? So that's another thing. I think that's another reason. I have a feeling that this is just a situation, Heba and Iraq, where we're now finding out, and this is just, and what this is just something small that came out to hype us up for next week. Because next Sunday. By the way, this is how stacked the show is. They're going to do a deep dive for Avowed and Indiana Jones the following day. So on Sunday, we're probably just going to get a trailer. And
release date. You're gonna get a release date.
Exactly. Probably gonna get a release date of those two games, a small little trailer, and then the gameplay stuff on Monday. or the I think Monday's the 10th,
or the
right?
breakdown.
And but because they probably have a bunch of other stuff that they want to show. Let's put it this way: I'm excited, and
Yeah.
the number, and the most anticipated Xbox game is so close. It's just getting closer and closer for me. That my this is how how I'm feeling now is how I felt about Gotham Knights a couple years ago, and how I felt about Starfield. Where that anticipation as I get closer just gets me so fucking excited, guys. Where that gaming passion in me is like, man, I can't give me the now. Let me pre-order the collector's edition if there is one. I'm ready to drop my fucking I'm literally preparing my finances for next week. Because I know they're gonna announce something, and I know the collector in me is gonna be like, fuck, I gotta get it. I gotta buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Look at the you guys. I know you guys saw it, right? E-Rock and Unlimited and Sega Man. The fucking trailer that they just showed for Space Marines 2.
Yeah,
that they're doing 3.4. Holy shit, that game looks better and better every time I look at it.
Yeah, that game's gonna look phenomenal,
bro. I can't fucking wait. You know that's my most highly anticipated game. We talked about this behind closed doors. You know that I even told you.
You're breaking up on us badly, Hebot. Well, we got our thoughts out there.
Yeah,
so we're gonna start wrapping it up. By the way, you know what? We're going to use our final thoughts on Spawn the Hell Knight's question. He said, what is your favorite Xbox 360 game? Mine is Halo 3 and Gears of War 3. So, hey, Iraq, for your final thoughts in your outro, what was your favorite 360 game?
Oh, wow, that's tough.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was a good one.
It's kind of like really, damn, that's a hard one because there was so many of them. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go with probably, if jog my memory, man, the original Gears of War, Crisis 2, and the first BioShock.
Yeah,
that console was just a beast, man, with games. So yeah, Xbox 360, that's like hallowed ground over here, man.
Yeah, definitely, and great choices, by the way. All fantastic game. All of them are actually backwards compatible too, so that's the beauty of Xbox as well. He bought. Hopefully you're there. If not, we're gonna unfortunately close it out without you, my friend. But Hebot, can you hear us?
Nah, he's gone, man. Sound like he was either picking up an Uber ride or picking up some tacos, man.
You know, he does the driving. He don't ride. He drives.
Yeah, man, it was going down.
Yeah, I've never seen him in the passenger seat in my life. But yeah, for me, now it's a little easier for me because that was a point in life where I miss half the generation.
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hear me?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. I see that you got from under the New York tunnel.
Gotta go out with an outro saying my Xbox games. You know I have to. Come on now.
All right, so what's your favorite 360 game?
We lost him again. Quick, Unlimited, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
We lost him. Let's get out of here.
Well, anyway, yeah, he dropped anyway. Yeah, so for me, man, I went ahead with the Mass Effect trilogy. Because I that was the last
Great
360
trilogy
game. Yeah, that's the last 360 game that I remember playing and really enjoying. Like, again, I miss that console generation, and when I say miss it, I mean I couldn't afford games. I was broke and couldn't afford. I was a broke college student, y'all. So I didn't enjoy the 360 game to the era to the extent y'all did. So
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Without question, I already know the question you were going to ask. Alan Wake, Ninja Blade, Ninja Gaiden 2, and obviously, we can't leave it out, the Gears of War series, because that was just a turning point in that generation anyway, regardless of what anybody says. But Alan Wake, Ninja Blade, and Ninja Gaiden 2 were my top 3 all-time favorite games. And there's so many, to be honest, because that's like an unfair question. Because 360 just had so many fucking great games, like Condemned, BioShock, you know what I mean? Star Trek, the Army of Two, Kane and Lynch, like the list just goes on and on and on. But for sure, it was Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Blade, and Alan Wake at that time.
Great choices, man. Great choices. But with that, guys, we're going to call it a night. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Limited Truth. Most likely next time we'll be back. It'll be for the June 9th showcase. We'll be live. We'll have a watch party.
Yes,
We'll have
sir.
a great time. Everybody is invited, and hopefully y'all join us. And with that, you guys have a great Western weekend. Hey, Hebot, I need to talk to you first. Just a split second when we're done.
Absolutely. No worries.
Right. Yeah, so
I'm
everybody,
here.
have a great rest of your week, and we are out.
Peace out.
Peace.